Well, we're in the heart of January. The college football season officially over after Ohio State wins the national championship, but the off season for Arizona high school football is in full swing. Welcome into Bleacher Talk. I'm Jordan Spurgeon alongside Claudia Collins, and we've got a jam-packed show today. Claudia's got a really cool story. Later on in the show, we're going to catch up with Ty Wisdom, the new Chandler football head coach, and it's never a full Bleacher Talk without our buddy Eliav Gabay bringing social spotlight. And Claudia, I touched on how we're going to talk to Ty Wisdom later. It's been fascinating. Last year we had close to 70 coaching changes, head coaching changes. Sounds like we're on pace for something similar this offseason. So it's been a busy news cycle so far.
We thought it wasn't going to be possible, right? With that many coaching changes last season, which also I want to shout out you, Spurge, for tackling that on your own last season since I was on maternity leave. I'm glad I can kind of help carry the load this year, but it's the coaching carousel. And I guess just because you have one really busy year doesn't mean the next year is not going to be the same. So we're going to do our best to chat with as many of the new coaches as possible. Because, every time, even if we know these coaches, like we knew Ty back when he was at Desert Vista, for example, but a lot has changed. They evolve, and what they want to bring to the program, I think, is always really interesting. So we'll definitely bring that your way.
Yeah, I mean, there's already been some movement. Castile's got a new coach, and other programs are going further in their interview process. So I'm looking forward to seeing where everybody ends up. There's some really good coaches that were already head coaches or assistants across the state that have a chance to take on a new program or take on a program for the first time. So it's going to be an exciting time for them, and I'm excited to see who we get to catch up with this offseason.
Yeah, we'll definitely get to that. But first, I want to bring you a new segment that I'm calling Something Good. Got the idea just because I have a heart for volunteer work and a passion for it. It's kind of hard for me to do it these days. I don't have a lot of free time. So this was kind of a nice way where I could showcase, Arizona high school football players or just student athletes in our state that are really giving back to their communities. So we're just getting started with this. This is the very first segment, and it brought me out to Westwood High School.
When I got here, one of the big goals that I had was to get some feeder teams going, some youth football, some youth flag, and some youth tackle teams going. And last year was our first year doing this league, and it was a big success. We had about 140 kids playing last year, and this year we've just grown, and we have over 200 kids playing this year.
Living just down the street from the high school, strengthening the bond of the Westwood community is priority number one for head coach Brandon Large. For the Warriors, that community bond starts at the high school level and trickles down to the young kids playing flag football in the off-season.
Coaches that are out here are current high school players on our varsity or JV or freshman football team here at Westwood, and they get picked by myself and the other coaches based off of who we feel will be responsible and show up all the time and be good role models for the kids in the community.
Senior linebacker Dax Clark is one of the hand-picked flag coaches this year. He spends his Saturday afternoons huddled up with a team of young kids eager to learn. And while he may be the coach, he's learning just as much as the kids are.
I'm learning lots of lessons. I'm learning how to be patient, learning how to deal with them, but they're also, I'm just learning a lot of lessons. I'm blessed to be here.
Yeah, so the player coaches are learning a ton. We make them communicate constantly every week with the parents about practice schedules, game schedules, what to expect, where to be where, and everything like that. They're learning how to be leaders and communicate with a group of kids that they're in charge of. They're learning responsibility and teamwork and just so many things that are invaluable, really.
The impact on these kids shows because their eyes light up taking the field at the high school many of them hope to play at someday.
I love being involved with flag football. It's just really fun to get inside the action because it's always just like a big hustle. It's just really fun. Just being on this field just makes me feel like I'm a high schooler, playing on the high school field, and it's just really fun.
And that's exactly the impact Brandon Large was hoping to bring to Westwood. He wants kids to be eager to learn how to play, to learn the value of being a teammate, and of course, to fall in love with Westwood football.
This is a big community event. About 95% of our players are all, kids that are feeding into Westwood, and that's kind of my goal here, is to get these kids that really want to be here at Westwood and want to come here, and to get them to love playing out here on this field and being here at this facility and being around me and the guys.
Something tells me there's going to be quite a few of these kids suiting up in Warriors uniforms a few years down the line.
I've always wanted to play for Westwood because I've grown up watching Westwood a lot, so.
For Sports 360 AZ, I'm Claudia Collins, telling you something good.
Gotta say, Claudia, great idea. Something Good is an awesome segment, and no better place to start. We've gotten to know Coach Large the last couple of years, and the Mesa School District in general has grown so fast, and it's because there's good people at each school in these athletic programs, including Brandon Large at Westwood. So to see his athletes following in his footstep and developing a passion for coaching, I mean, that's remarkable. And all these kids are having a wonderful opportunity to want to stay in Mesa. That is really cool.
Yeah, and it's funny that you mentioned Mesa because I've reached out to so many athletic directors and coaches, and I got a huge response from the Mesa schools. So you will be seeing, Red Mountain and other Mesa schools in the future with things that I have lined up. But I really want to showcase as many schools or people that are giving back to the community as possible. So if you feel like you're a good fit for this, I'm talking to whoever you are on the other side of this TV screen. I would love to hear from you. You can reach out to me on X or by email. I really want this segment to spread something good.
Well, that's something good. We've got more good stuff coming up after the break. Ty Wisdom, the new head coach of the Chandler Wolves, up next.
When I started to compete, they told me I should stop. When I came in dead last, they told me I should stop. When colleges didn't recruit me, they told me I should stop. What they didn't know is that I am unstoppable.
Let us help you be unstoppable with your financial goals at desertfinancial.com.
Grit is in you. It's in your passion, your perseverance. It's in every challenge you face and overcome. Grit is in you. It's never in rockin' protein. Never settle.
This is a Santan Ford announcement. Santan Ford has over 1,600 new cars and trucks in stock. All models are priced for immediate sale to make room for more arrivals. Don't wait. Head to Tim Hovig's Santan Ford in Gilbert. We are Santan Ford.
Nothing brings people and families together faster than sharing food. Great friends, memories, and good times. For over 2 generations, Valle Luna has served you the food that brought you together, and we've been proud to do so. We're fortunate to have been a part of so many stories, gatherings, and traditions that continue on today and will tomorrow. Start a tradition of your own. Come taste authentic Sonoran-style food with your family and friends here with us at Valle Luna.
Discover more Play for All at Harrah's Auction Casino.
Hi folks, here are your drinks.
Where having fun means racking up reward credits with the Caesars Rewards loyalty program that can be redeemed for food, free play, hotel stays, and more. Not only here in the city of Maricopa, but also at more than 50 Caesars properties coast to coast. From Harrah's Las Vegas to Caesars Palace in Atlantic City. What are you waiting for? Play for All at Harrah's Auction Casino, the official sponsor of Play.
Hi, I'm Jody Jackson. I spend a lot of time on the baseball diamonds, but my favorite diamonds are right here at E.D. Marshall Jewelers. They have the largest selection of beautiful diamonds in every size, shape, color, and price. Hit a home run this season with the perfect engagement ring. Come on, fellas, get off the bench and visit E.D. Marshall Jewelers at Scottsdale Road and Shea Boulevard. Since 1971, E.D. Marshall Jewelers, best quality, best selection, and best price.
When I started to compete, they told me I should stop. When I came in dead last, they told me I should stop. When colleges didn't recruit me, they told me I should stop. What they didn't know is that I am unstoppable.
Let us help you be unstoppable with your financial goals at desertfinancial.com.
Joining us now, a familiar face if you're familiar with Arizona high school football. We've got head coach of the Chandler Wolves, Ty Wisdom, who was previously a coach at Horizon and then Desert Vista before heading to Nebraska to take on a new coaching job there. So, we know what has happened the last few years with you, but for anybody who doesn't know, what was your time in Nebraska like, and what have you learned from that experience to bring back here to the Wolves?
Yeah, no, it was a great experience. Had tremendous kids, and being from here, it was special to be back. And had the opportunity to coach some really good players. Obviously, we won a state championship this last year, which credit to those guys. But I think deep down, me and my family we really enjoyed our time in the Valley, and when an opportunity like this comes along, and I can say it was the perfect fit.
Getting into that, so you had the chance to come back out here this year. You played against Basha this season in a tough game, and obviously it sounds like coming back here was sort of on your heart, on your family's heart. When you heard that Coach Garrettson stepped down and that they were looking for a new head coach, what was your initial thoughts? Like, did you reach out? Were you reached out to? How'd that process play out?
Yeah, so I was reached out to by a couple different people, and it was one of those things where you obviously want it to be a fit on both ends, or really the perfect fit. And obviously, like I said, South High School here, where I was at, it was a tremendous job, and it's going to continue to be a tremendous job. And so it needed to be the perfect fit, and meeting with the administration and the athletic director and the principal there, and some different coaches on campus, and it really seemed like home.
We heard from a very reliable source, our teammate Eric Sorensen, that your interview process or your tour of the school was nearly 4 hours long, which from the sound of it wasn't super typical. So what was it that really, I guess, elongated that experience? And what was it about sinking your teeth into that and saying, yeah, this is the place that I'm going to call home now?
I think the biggest thing is, it's like anywhere, it's the people, right? And anybody that knows Chandler High School, it runs deep. A lot of people, alumni, community, as far as that goes, are really vested into Chandler High School and Chandler football. Just that part of it, that, man, this place really means a lot to a lot of people.
What does your spring look like? Like, does it involve moving at a certain time yet? Do you have those kind of figured out? Like, how's figuring that out?
Yeah, it's crazy. So I flew in I was in Arizona all week. Flew in last night. It was -3 when we landed at 10 o'clock. So I was back at school this morning there. The plan is to get down there, obviously as quick as I can. We're just working out a few things right now.
You've had the opportunity to coach at a couple different schools, and I feel like anybody who's had movement in their career and their job, you learn something from each role that you've had. Are there specific things that you think of your time at Horizon, Desert Vista, in Nebraska that you feel like, oh, I've learned this, and this here, and that's what you're bringing with you?
Yeah, no question. I think that, like you said, everywhere you go, you learn something. And I think obviously we got to continue to stay on that learning curve. I think that's important. I believe that the number one thing for me is putting a staff together, putting the right people in the right seats. That's the number one thing. And that's what I did this whole last week. I spent roughly 12 hours a day meeting with everybody that was currently on staff, and then also reaching out to people that I've worked with in the past or been recommended that are looking to coach over at Chandler, and just making sure that's a fit. So number one is putting the right people in the right seats as far as a staff together that are going to get in front of our athletes, and do it in unison. We everything has to be done as a program and together. That's my biggest thing. Is it's not going to be a freshman program, a JV program, and a varsity program. It's going to be a program from the top down. Like I told the kids before. I'm not Sean. I have a tremendous amount of respect for what he did at Chandler, obviously, and then Rick coming in, or Rick being on staff and then taking that over. Just both tremendous people and tremendous coaches. I can't be either of those guys, but my biggest thing is, how do we honor the past? Putting a tremendous product out, not only on the football field, but in the community, in the classroom, all of those things that kind of go hand in hand in winning. It's just we're going to go to work together, build that trust, build those relationships over time, and then all of a sudden, the thing will explode.
I'm going a little bit deeper on that too. As you're building your staff, what are the qualities you look for? When you look around the valley, I know it's your rival, Hamilton. You can look at it this year, what Travis Dixon did, bringing in a lot of people with Husky ties, and it seems to be kind of building them in a new direction. You have new schools that are going more for just a different energy. There's guys that might have 35 years of experience, like you had at Micah Mountain, kind of leading a program before retiring. You've got guys that are maybe young and up and coming. What's the balance that you're looking for in building a
Yeah,
staff? Ties to
I
each
mean,
other, new things, all that.
yeah, I think number one is like they need to be vested in your program. Some of those are Chandler ties, right? And then others are, sitting down. Obviously, this is the fourth staff that I've built, so there's certain questions that I ask that, I'm looking for specific answers. But biggest thing right now is, they need to be great people, and I want them to be players, coaches. You got to put your ego aside.
Hey, to wrap things up in an effort to just get to know you better and your ties to Arizona, what else outside of football excites you about getting back into the Valley?
Well, it's like I said, it's 16 degrees right now here. So I was there all week, 75, sunny. So we're excited about that. I got two young kids and a wife that were swimming all week, out there. And I have a lot of great friends. I really did develop a lot of great relationships inside of football, but also outside of it as well. And I'm not going to lie, I'll be able to play a little bit more golf probably. But no, we're super excited to be back, and what an honor it is to be taking over a program like Chandler High School, and I'm just really looking forward to getting my feet down there and it running with the guys.
Coach, congratulations, and thanks so much for joining us today.
When I started to compete, they told me I should stop. When I came in dead last, they told me I should stop. When colleges didn't recruit me, they told me I should stop. What they didn't know is that I am unstoppable.
CAA champion, Anthony Rowe.
Let us help you be unstoppable with your financial goals at desertfinancial.com.
Kick off the model year end savings at Bird's Volkswagen. Final 24 Tiguan's are on sale. 0% for 60 months and $2,000 bonus cash. For final Jettas, only $22,935. Kick off your model year at Bird's Volkswagen, Baseline and Country Club.
We've got some fresh new young talent doing some things that I know you haven't heard before.
1, 2, 3, listen.
Now bust a move, bust a move, bust a move.
Grit is in you. It's in your passion, your perseverance. It's in every challenge you face and overcome. Grit is in you. It's never in Rockin' Protein. Never settle.
What would you need to experience life in full motion? Expertise to provide the best care, unsurpassed training and technique. It requires the best orthopedic surgeons. Ortho Arizona.
Welcome back to Bleacher Talk. I'm Jordan Spurgeon alongside Claudia Collins and now Eliav Gabay for some social spotlight. And you were all watching, at least I would hope. Maybe you tuned it off at halftime because Ohio State was up big against Notre Dame, but you were watching the national championship. And if you were, you saw tons of Arizona high school football players. So Eliav, the floor is yours.
Oh, and we're starting with a coach who got to watch them from the sidelines, Shadow Ridges, Michael Zadebski. And not only did he get to see some Arizona high school football talent, he got to feel what winning feels like on a grand stage among Ohio State fans. So, Claudia, I know you've been to an Ohio State game before. You've been around the fans. What's it like? I want to know what Michael Zadebski's going to tell his boys.
Honestly, saying I've been to an Ohio State game is an understatement. I've been to quite a few. I thought I was going to go to Ohio State, probably because of how much I loved being in that stadium. Ohio State fans are die hard. And Coach Sadepski, his son is on the staff, so like he's automatically a Buckeye for life, if you ask me, and that runs deep. My dad went with me one year to a game, and my dad didn't grow up in the United States, had never been to a college football game, and I think he talked about going to an Ohio State game for like 3 years after that because he was blown away at some of the chaos in the student section. He ended up there, but honestly, I just want to say, I mean, congratulations to Coach Zadebski because being a part of it in any sense of the matter is really an accomplishment and so cool. So I guess go Buckeyes.
Don't worry, don't worry. We won't tell anyone. We're still unbiased here.
Yes, I'm not that biased. I really don't care that
I
much.
mean, I will admit I'm a little biased toward the Arizona high school football players on here because let's just give them some shout outs, right? We got Denzel Burke, we got Lathan Ransom, Miles Lockhart, we got Devin Brown. I mean, the list goes on and on over here. I know that we've all had the chance to really cover Miles Lockhart closely. The other guys were a little bit before our time, but I know Claudia and I were even there for his commitment video, and I'll let you talk about that, Claudia. But Spurge, what is a memory that you might have when you see he's a natty champ now?
And with him, there was never a doubt that Ohio State was the school he wanted to go through, through his recruiting process. And once he committed, I mean, winning championships and being there in a championship game, wearing Ohio State gear on the sidelines and all that stuff, it always felt like he was meant to be a Buckeye. But yeah, just seeing his growth, I think his junior year when him and Damon won the championship and just seeing how he excelled, not only as a corner, but as a receiver when it was needed. Him and Cole Martin both playing both ways in an open division championship game is not easy. Always brought a lot of energy, a lot of respect, would shake our hands after, and he's just a good kid. So happy for him, and he's got a lot of learning experiences this year. And you never know at the portal, but as of now, he looks like he's going to be a long-term Buckeye, and he'll have more opportunities to be in games like this.
Honestly, Spurs, I couldn't agree more with your reasoning for being a fan of Miles Lockhart, as we are fans of all of these Arizona high school football players that move on to the next level. For me, a couple things that stand out. You brought it up, the interview, his commitment interview. It was really entertaining for me, mostly because I got to be with my favorite Lockhart, his mom. Coolest ever. I absolutely love her. But no, I remember having to teach him. I asked him, "Oh, do you know the song Hang On Sloopy?" And he like looked at me cross-eyed, like, "What is that?" And I'm pulling up YouTube videos of singing. I'm not going to sing. Nobody wants to hear that. But they sing a song that goes "Hang On Sloopy, Sloopy, Hang On" with a much nicer tune. But like I said, I won't do that. And he was like, "I've never heard of this before." I said, "You better get started." And I'm sure they were singing that after the Natty. So hopefully he got to chime in a little bit.
And all this. Yes, yes. Oh, and we know Mama Lockhart was in through the moon yesterday for sure when they won the championship. Now, all of this is just to say, how about we put a spotlight on Arizona high school football as a whole? You see just the pride, the immense pride that these programs have for these players. We'll take a look at a couple right now, just a couple posts. South Point football showing love to Lathan Ransom, and then of course Saguaro football showing love to Denzel Burke. Claudia, I know we talk about it endlessly, but when it comes to recruiting, finding the right school, all that jazz. At the end of the day, all this just is a better chance to put Arizona on the map nationally.
I mean, I think it's on the map. I mean, quite literally it is on the map, but I think as far as Arizona high school football goes, it's easily top 5. I don't think anybody, even from across the country, is at the point where they're arguing that now. I think also with the transfer portal, I think it's going to give guys more opportunity in their later years. So just because we're not seeing them right away doesn't mean we're not going to see them, 3-4 years from now. So I think it's awesome. I think we're going to see a whole lot more of it, and the list is going to get longer and longer every year, if you ask me.
I'm with you. But that's all we have for the National Championship Social Spotlight.
Thanks, Eliav, and thank you everyone for tuning in on Bleacher Talk. We'll see you next time.
When I started to compete, they told me I should stop. When I came in dead last, they told me I should stop. When colleges didn't recruit me, they told me I should stop. What they didn't know is that I am unstoppable.
Let us help you be unstoppable with your financial goals at desertfinancial.com.
Let's talk about Venezia's Pizzeria, New York-style pizza. Oh, man, this looks so good. Pizza doughs made fresh daily, wings, subs, sandwiches, pasta. They cater, they deliver. They have 5 Valley locations. Venezia's New York-style Pizzeria.
Visit us at Harrah's Auction Casino in the city of Maricopa, where you'll find play for all and friendly people ready to welcome you like family.
Welcome back, you two.
As the official sponsor of Play and the only casino in Arizona with Caesars Rewards, see what a difference it makes to play where your fun is our top priority. Harrah's Auction Casino. Play for all.
Nothing brings people and families together faster than sharing food. Great friends, memories, and good times. For over 2 generations, Valle Luna has served you the food that brought you together, and we've been proud to do so. We're fortunate to have been a part of so many stories, gatherings, and traditions that continue on today and will tomorrow. Start a tradition of your own. Come taste authentic Sonoran-style food with your family and friends here with us at Valle Luna.
Grit is in you. It's in your passion, your perseverance. It's in every challenge you face and overcome. Grit is in you. It's never in rockin' protein. Never settle.